Hi Tosh, and whoever else might watch this, I guess. We're gonna do the feeding video now. Bear with me, I'm not good at these. Okay.
Good morning, Miss Rain.
First thing in the morning, it's to say good morning to Miss Rain.
Yeah, she will
And
greet you
then
at the gate.
have her follow you into the barn, because otherwise she gets passed over. Hi, boys. Good morning. Do you want to scream into the camera? Scream up here. Thank you. Miss Rain, let's go, girl. I try to just put her into the stall right away. Just makes life easier. So this first one is Miss Rain's. It's labeled with her name. And she'll walk right in. Make sure to leave enough room that she can get in without hitting her shoulders. That's an important one for her. And then you say good morning to the piggies. Hi. Hello. Okay, girls. Now it's about to get loud because the pigs are very opinionated about how long it takes them to get their breakfast. Right, darling. Excuse me. Sometimes they like to look into the feed room and realize that there's nothing in there for them, and you gotta shimmy around them. We're in a tight space now. I always start with Miss Rain. So this is her bin, and she's got a new feed pan and the old one. So this one is going to go into the corner so she can't topple it over like she loves to do. In the winter time, because her food is a sweet feed, it tends to stick together. So just work some up, get a full scoop right into the bottom. If it's got a clump, she's not gonna eat that. Just toss it. I'll put a little extra in there because she's spoiled. And then that just goes up here to wait until you go into her stall.
You think sometimes just for speed, like he could put it in right away and then do the other feeding because then it gets a head start.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that sometimes. So then
It depends on how long you want to be out here. And you can always go back in and then come back out and let her out. So
that's true. So
we'll go feed Miss Rain so you can see how to do that with the pigs causing chaos. Come on, babies. Watch out.
They will be around, but they usually will not try to get into the feed room.
And Mr. Baby's always in the way. So you just kind of sneak in. It's easier right now because Ron is distracting the pigs unintentionally. So with the way this one's designed, obviously, corner goes into the corner.
And I will have a 2x4 in place down at the floor. So
there should be a 2x4 crossed right here. Yep. So you just drop it in. Yep. And then she'll eat.
Pedals and how about the pigs will get your pants?
Oh yeah. So while you're here, because it's cold out, you should be wearing my Carhartts, but the pigs like to rub their nose up your leg, and it's the worst feeling in the world. It's sensory overload. Hi. Okay. Back in we go.
Now we have Loki very interested and he will...
He follows you everywhere. Now it's about to get loud. Okay, so the pigs, there's 3 pigs, there's 3 bowls. I just set them all right here. The pig's food is here. Everything should be labeled. And we'll have everything refilled for you if it needs it, so you won't have to fill anything. We might have to voice over this maybe. So pigs up to fill to the top of the green line. Each of them just gets 1 in their bowl. If you go a little over, it's not the end of the world. I wouldn't go under because they will riot. They know if they get less food.
What about sunflowers?
We're not gonna stress them out with putting sunflowers in. If you want to add sunflowers, you can. They're in this tote. There's more than enough because someone hid a bag of sunflower seeds, so I didn't realize we had more. So they're just in here. I tend to do like a full scoop and then you just little bit in each. And then the rest of the scoop you can use to give to the other animals. So you can just set it up there.
That's just a supplement if you want, once a day.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it.
If you open this though, it's pretty full, so just make sure that you seal it so no little mice get in there and gorge themselves. If you do put sunflower seeds in, give it a little shake so they each get their accurate amounts. And then I set these off to the side until I make more space up here. So next I'll do, this is Honey and Mr. Waddles. And then there's 4 tornadoes, there's 4 bowls for them. And I stack them like that. And then we go over to the goat food. And this one is kind of just based off vibes. So I'll get some. And then just kind of like not a full across the bottom, just about that much. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be less, it could be more. They're gonna eat it. And then since I already got this out and the aunties get this, we will have these relabeled for you, Tosh. So it'll either say on the thing like to the top of the line, to the bottom of the line, to the middle of the line, and they're gonna be labeled. But for this green one, I'm doing to the middle of the line. So about half a pound for the girls.
And if we did some sunflowers, that could go up to the top of the line if you want to add that.
So
again,
we'll use the sunflowers and we'll add a little bit.
So the babies or the toddlers.
These are the toddlers. And they love sunflowers, so if you give them extra, they love it. They don't care. And then shake it up, especially when there's multiple animals eating, so one animal doesn't get all sunflowers. They think it's great. The others would riot. Just give it a little shake. And then this is Honey and Mr. Waddle's bowl. It sits on top because they get fed before the tornadoes. The tornadoes being Dolly, Snoopy, Eddie, L. You'll see why they're tornadoes.
So this, yeah, you got
so
on the, shelf.
I pulled the sheep bowls down, so now I can put these other bowls back up, and there's plenty of room. And then these are the sheep bowls. So Charlie Brown and Linus have the smaller one because there's only 2. Thistle, Theta, and Tweety get the bigger one because there's 3. If for some reason Thistle, Theta, or Tweety decide they want to eat with Oscar and Ohana and they go into their stall, let them. They eat the same thing. It's not the end of the world. They eat well together. So for Charlie and Linus, they don't need a lot of grain. So I'm just going to give them sunflower seeds because they love them and they can have more of those. And then we'll just dump the rest of that in there for the girls. This is the pigs, putting that away. No one else needs sunflower seeds. It's fine. It's fine. And then, once again, this one's just kind of off vibes. So I tend to just give a good cover on the bottom. And that's a good amount for them. And then a little less because Oscar's rotund. And then a little more because I dropped too much. I would do to about there. So a little over the bottom of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Oscar and Ohana don't really need any, but we give them a little bit because it gets them in the stall.
And they love it.
And they love it.
So then these can just go back up here. And right now we have Oscar and Ohana and the aunties, their food ready. So we'll get the babies because that's the other cup. And they get to the quarter-pound line. Sometimes they don't eat all their food. If they don't, bring the food bowl and put it in here because then they can eat it for their next meal and then we're not wasting and we're not accidentally feeding any critters that don't eat it. AKA mice.
They could have sunflowers too if you have extra sunflowers, not a big deal. They like
I was done with
like
them. Everyone likes the sunflower seeds except for the alpacas and Mr. Baby.
Yeah.
They don't eat sunflower seeds. Okay.
And we're not feeding Mr. Baby.
We're not feeding Mr. Baby.
Okay.
So Loki gets the blue one. He knows that his is blue. He watches for it. And then the alpaca food. And again,
Right up to the line. Right?
Yep, we'll have these refilled for you. If they get a little extra, it's not the end of the world. I wouldn't do under the line, but and then spill food. It happens. They've been really good eaters lately.
Yeah, in the wintertime, they usually eat all of their food. In the summertime, not so much because they're grazing more.
And then you just clean up any messes that you make, AKA that I make. No big. Okay. So I actually put I put Loki's on the top.
Yep.
Because he eats before the boys do. So
everybody, I think, has got food now.
So we've got the pacas, we've got sheep, we've got pigs, we've got goats, and then I take these because they eat before the sheep, and I set them in here because Loki likes to eat before I feed these guys. So they just sit in there and they wait till you grab them. Let's go feed those hungry pigs.
Pigs are always first.
You gotta reach out and get the door, and then a lot of the times the piggies let themselves in to look, and then you just walk out. Sometimes you have to walk over the pigs. It happens. Around them, everywhere. Okay, so the pigs can be a little difficult. So the best way to do this, I found, is to just grab one bowl, because Little Pebbles eats first, and we might have forgotten to lock her stall last night. If you forget to lock a stall, an animal might get locked in there. Oh, hi birds. So I leave it just slightly open, and I just lower the bowl in and then close the door. That way there's not enough room for Miss Betty to go in. And Pebbles does know how to open her door. So while she's in there, lock her in. Okay, don't fall over from pigs. Grab the other two's bowls. Hi, come on. Betty, you gonna show what you do? So Betty likes to stand here and she moves her head over to like grab the door as soon as it starts to open so she can whip it open. So she shoves it in. And now this part's important. Wilma walks around Betty. They eat on these specific sides every single time. So wait till they get into their spots. And then you boop, and then you down.
Yeah, they know the drill pretty good.
They do.
Yeah, let them get positioned is your point.
Yes, let them get into their spots. Now we're going to move Mr. Melvin, and we're gonna call Mr. Waddles. There he is. So Melvin is blocking their door right now. So you just gotta give him a little shove. He knows when you want him to move, and he's a good boy. So we'll grab their bowl. It sits on top of the stack of 4. Come on, Mr. Waddles. They are the first goats. They are very good about going into their stall. If they see you, they're coming. So I partially close this door so then the other animals can't come in. And again, those two are very good. Hi, Snoop. So if you have a hand on the door, no one can really sneak in and out because you have control.
And Waddle sometimes runs in and out, but he will always run back in.
He will.
You're in the process of closing the door. Don't worry, he will run back in.
He's just very excited.
Yeah, see how he does a little back and forth.
So now we're going to make our lives easier, and we're going to find the babies, which is in the very back this time.
Babies.
The baby's cup does not have tape on it. I think we'll get that relabeled for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Come on, little munchkins.
Never come by the way.
No, never. Never.
It's on video, never mind. They go in the
This
big stall.
door does stick a bit. You got to give it a good tug.
Yeah,
We don't know how to fix that.
well, we do.
And they're so excited, they're wagging their tails. They're so excited. There you go. And by this point, the others are catching on that it is feeding time. But we're gonna hop over to Loki so he gets out of our way. Just throw the empty cups right there in the middle where there's space. Grab Loki's. Again, he has the blue one. And you can tell he knows it. He's locked on. So we're gonna walk over and he'll follow. He gets over here. Remember, Loki's deaf, so if you're calling for him, he's not gonna hear you. And his door got a little stuck. That's okay. So I always just put it right here on the inside. I put it low. It's better for them to eat like that, I think. I don't know. If an alpaca person watches this and tells me otherwise, I guess I'll change my ways. Okay, so if you look outside, you'll most likely see Edward being a butt cheek somewhere. And so I've found recently the easiest thing to do is to feed the aunties and then go to the toddlers. Because once the aunties are out of the equation, Oscar and Ohana too, but once the aunties are out of the equation, Edward's more likely to go into his stall. So we'll grab the other 2 cups. Again, we'll have these labeled better. But Oscar and Ohana eat first. They eat before the aunties and they know it. So come on, guys. Hi, doll.
Supervisors here.
Oscar and Ohana go into this stall. Their names are right up there. We move the stall signs up because people were eating them. People being animals. So find the right dish. Oscar goes in first. Ohana will follow you in. And then I kind of like push Oscar back and give the food to Ohana first because he shoves her out of the way. So that way she gets a bite. See, he shoved her out of the way. Okay. And a lot of the times, if the aunties are aware and paying attention, they will close the store for you. They're very kind like that. Sometimes with you in the stall.
And what I found too, Jordan, just on Bluebell will go in first, and
Hi, buddy.
I follow her in and start spreading it in the tube right away.
So we'll try that. And Bluebell is letting herself in. And we're gonna be careful with the door to not get the turkey. Not you. And you'll notice we messed up and someone is blocking his goat from going into her stall. So I always try to make sure I have everyone with me before I open the door.
And this one
You're seeing our mistakes. Yes, lock the door and don't let Dolly eat the cups. So now, because the aunties are out of the equation, you'll see Edward's already over there. He's ready. He's ready for his breakfast or his other meal of the day. This is breakfast. We forgot to grab Brega's pill.
No problem.
We'll go back up to the house. Okay, and Dolly's very excited for her breakfast.
This is the Tornadoes.
So these guys, we've found to lay their... Eleanor, get over here, Miss Ma'am. Come on. Sometimes you've got to go over to them and show them that you have, in fact, their bowl. Come on. Let's go. Okay. Snoopy and Dolly, that's never a problem. They're always ready to eat. So you go in. I tend to leave the door open because Elle's a little slowpoke. Okay. This is the important part. Big bowl to the back. Bowl to the front. Edward, turn around. 2 bowls in the middle. And then push the sheep out. The sheep don't actually want to be in here. And usually Eddie's in the front of the stall, and then Elle's in the middle.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, usually Eddie, they kind of know their spots, but as long as they're kind of 3 or 4 spaces, they will each find a bowl.
Yeah. And you'll see right now Dolly is shivering. That's very normal for her. It's okay for goats to shiver. It's cold today. It's like 0 before the real feel. She will warm up once she eats some hay and gets her gut process going better. So now we're gonna move on to our sheepy sheeps. Sheepy sheeps. So Charlie Brown and Linus are both very much scaredy cats. So they will be nervous of you. If they refuse to go into their stall and refuse to eat, it's fine. They're chunky boys. They don't need it. Okay, come on, girls. Charlie, Linus, let's go. I differ from the others a little bit. I like to get Charlie Brown and Linus into their stall and eating first. Sometimes these other sheepies come back, but they know they're not supposed to eat back here. So I get the door mainly closed, grab Charlie and Linus's. You have a frosty eye, buddy, and just drop it down. And Theta wants to eat back there, whatever. It's not the end of the world. They're just eating sunflower seeds. There you go, girls. Theta's just gonna get less because she wanted to eat in the back because she was scared of Ron. It's the life we live. Okay, last 2 to eat are the Pack of Boys, and they are following us.
And you may have to chase them up, but normally not.
Normally they're pretty good. Sometimes this door will stick back here a little bit, but you gotta close this. And then this next part is the most important part of feeding. And he's walking away because Ron's in the way. Bo will come up directly behind you, and he likes a bite.
But he might not with Tosh. Sometimes Mr. Baby will try to follow you out.
Are you confused? Oh, here he comes for his bite.
Don't let Mr. Baby follow you out. Just be firm and be in the way when you close the door, if he does. But a lot of times him and Melvin will be just fine staying in the barn.
The important thing is just that the only two outside when these guys are eating are the two of them. There should be no other animals outside because they will eat their food. So next we're gonna hop over here while the boys are eating. If you're doing anything near them already, okay, this is a good example. Bo ate a little too fast and he just got a little bit of choke, but that's okay because you can see he worked it out and he's back to eating. If he's coughing continuously for a long time, just keep an eye on him. There's really nothing you can do to help. If it goes too long, give us a call. But you don't want to do anything around the boys while they're eating, otherwise Blaze will stop. So we're gonna go in here and get the chickens sorted out. And Bo's wiping his face. Okay. So this is just opening up their food, and it's just pull that off. It's simple.
On the door too, you push the bottom in.
So you don't want to do this because it'll freeze.
Yeah.
So you want to leave it
just
like
slide
that.
It over, but not up or down. If you ever get any moisture, you're screwed. So
always remember that when you go in to lock this behind you. It's very important because the goats cannot eat chicken food.
that is like the number one thing.
Yeah. And they love it. They love the taste of it.
Yeah.
They cannot eat it. So you can hear the girls are starting to wake up. So we just open this up and we say good morning.
When it's cold, this can get a little frosty on the auto water. It's not the end of the world. I have 2 chickens. They will go to the main auto water for the big girl, or for the big animals too.
But there's the girls.
And kind of talk about the...
Yes.
Yeah, so...
So every night when you lock the girls up, this door right here that leads outside, it needs to be closed to prevent anything from coming in with the girls and hurting them. So there's a string right up here.
But you kind of, yeah.
I think it's going to be easiest to not have gloves on for this, so then you can have the ring. And you got to reach on the inside too and kind of shimmy it up while you're pulling it.
Yeah, it's not like the easiest thing, but if you lift the door and then the string just goes on a little bit of a loop just to keep the door from falling down. It's just a simple pulley.
I've got some scratch in there right now for the girls, but we'll put actual food in there, so then if they don't want to go outside if it's too cold, they can eat inside.
Yes.
And they love their scratch, so they're loving it right now. But they're just starting their day. Right now you can kind of see on both of their heads, they've got those gray, kind of like pins up by their heads. That's feather regrowth. It's completely normal. Those are just their pin feathers that they haven't opened up yet.
It's not frost.
No, it's not frost. They're not frosty girls. So we've got Goldie. She's the black with the little bit of gold feathers. And then Cinny is the red cinnamon color. Both are good girls. Just remember, please, to lock them up every night and then to let them out every morning. It's very important that they get locked up right now to keep them safe. And then make sure too that you give this just like a little tug, and then I forgot, but on the inside, the top of the door, just give it a little tug just to make sure that everything is secure. Okay.
And then this gets locked. So
Yep. Lock it up so then Bluebell can't steal things, because she will. Back here is the chicken's food. This one is unimportant. This is their food.
If we fill this up, Jordan, it should stay full with 2 chickens.
It's full right now. You should not have to worry about this at all. Don't even worry about trying it.
Right. And we'll have the other feeder too that we'll show.
Yes. Yeah. And the girls do go up there and eat that one. Yeah. Okay. Bustafer, you're supposed to be eating. Why are you cleaning your mouth, handsome?
He's eating a pine tree.
They love the pine trees.
There will be a pine tree or 2 in the pen.
It's normal at this point. Okay, so I tend to leave the boys to their eating, and after I let the chickens out, I go over to the big girls so then they can get breakfast too. Remember, always close the gates behind you. Sometimes you'll go to open this gate, and let's see if I can rig it to do it. And if it's sitting like this in the middle, even after you pop it open, it won't go down. Wiggle it to the middle.
So just make sure it is latched.
Yes, it sounds like it latches when it latches. Of course, we've gone over this with you several times. You've seen the animals more than once. The girls got their double lock. While you're in the pen, you only need to do one of the locks.
And that's just the chain that slides into that. Are we
But,
sorry, I don't know if you're gonna have the girls out
yep,
or in.
I'm gonna get the girls out for them. So when you're here, we will have a whip sitting on the outside, so then you have that little extra reinforcement to get the girls out. I'm gonna go into the feed room and get it so I can show you how to ask the girls to leave. And we forgot Brega's pill up at the house, so she's gonna be very angry, and Rana's gonna have to go up and get it for her. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna grab the whip, and then I'll show you how to get the girls out. They are very respectful with it, but this is just so you... Okay, actually, we're gonna back up a minute. So their door is always like this, and this is so Blueberry cannot open it.
The horses are smart.
So when we're not using this carabiner, we set it on this other side so you can't lose it, because we do. And then sometimes these doors stick a little bit. If we, for whatever reason, forget to put the whip outside for you.
Light switch right inside.
Yep, light switch right inside, and someone move the whips. Where did you move them to?
I don't know. There's a big orange one there.
That'll work. And we drop things. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's
Okay,
fine.
so you can see Blueberry already notices that I have it. She's paying attention. So I'm just gonna walk out here with it and show Kavala that I have it. And then we're just gonna give a little cluck to him. Blueberry. The main one to get out is Blueberry. And you see she's walking out. She's being very respectful. She knows what I want. And Kavala does too. Then over here, just go and
So that's just the chain,
unattach that.
chain with the slot again. That holds that. Nothing more.
Nothing more, nothing less.
And this is just a simple.
It'll slide right in. And then when you need to open it, you just lift this and push it out.
You can open to each side, but you just need to open it to one.
It can. Just open it that way. And then for your ease of convenience, just leave this here while you wait. So then when you have this door opened, it's all good. So their bags, because Blueberry will rip them off, are hooked on with a carabiner. So you just gotta...
Speaking of...
We'll try again with another one because Blueberry is very inquisitive. They take a little bit of shimmying, and it's a lot harder with gloves on.
Yeah.
So I go and just grab all the bags and just throw the loops over my shoulder. And Brega's around the corner somewhere, just vibing.
My face hurts. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to talk anymore.
Yeah. If you notice us starting to mumble, it's because we're cold. It's a good 0 degrees, so it's probably -10 real feel right now. I do have hot hands and hot toes in, like a normal person. Unlike someone that's managing the camera.
Operator.
Unlike someone.
There's hooves all over the paddock. What happened yesterday, George?
The girls got their hoovesies trimmed, and actually the goats too, but we did that part.
Body.
Okay. So right now,
Is he going to give any treats or not?
he can give treats.
All right, so there is a little treat bucket here if he chooses to, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. I'm trying to warm my face up. Don't mind me. So all you got to do is unlock this side.
Just,
And then I tend to do, when I give treats, like 2 or 3 per horse. When you, yeah, they're just little nuggets. When you feed them, hold your hand flat like this because Kavala is a little bit of a shark and she sometimes takes your fingers with. So to keep your fingers safe, hold it flat. And then make sure to lock that behind you. Again, just anything that you find locked, just lock it.
show them where the knives are.
Right. So Ron decided to move these. So your knives are up here.
There's 2 different ones.
This one has I don't know if you can show this part on YouTube. You might have to cut this out for a YouTube video.
It's gonna be a private video.
Okay, so this one has this little button right here. So you got to press the button to be able to flick it out.
Or flick it back in.
Yeah,
You press the button.
and so press the button to flick it back in.
Or we have the old carpet knife here that works as well too. So whichever one, doesn't matter.
At the moment, I don't need a knife because I have an open bale, so that's just gonna go right back there. And I've got this here. When you are ready to open your next bale, because you will open more bales, just grab from whatever. There's no rhyme or reason. Grab the easiest bale you can.
Every bale's the same in here. There's no straw. We moved all that.
Yeah. And you can hear Blueberry outside waiting very impatiently. Okay, so you've filled bags with us before. You know how to do this. I find taking my gloves off is easiest for when I have to go and put hay in bags. It's miserable business. Are you like holding your side to keep yourself warm? Okay. Okay.
Feel my fingers.
So I know we've said 3 flakes, and if you can figure out 3 flakes, that's going to be the easiest thing for you.
But it's cold.
But it's cold, and figuring out if it's a normal size flake or a small flake or an extra big flake is a pain in the butt. So we're just gonna say, do a little bit of a fill. So it should be able to close on the top. If you accidentally fill too much, the girls are not going to complain. They will be thankful.
Yeah, you can't fill too much.
But yeah, see, it's just kind of, it's a good fill. It's not too heavy. It's not too light.
On the ropes, Jordan, just talk about the thick and the thin, because you're going to want to put the thin back on the carabiner.
Oh, I don't even pay attention to that.
Well, I just want to mention it, like, so these ropes have like a thick area. So when she cinches it up, like here's a perfect example. Here is thin, the thick is down here. It's just easier, gives you more room to get the rope out of the carabiner. It's just not as fat. So it's just, I don't know, a little note. Not the end of the world either way, just wanted to mention it.
Life goes on either way.
Right, there's no right or wrong, just a little hack if you think of it.
The goal here is just to keep animals alive. That's the goal. So, if it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world.
Cobweb up here, like that's amazing.
That is pretty darn cool.
I'm pretty sure the spiders are not alive too. You're probably good.
Yeah, so right now you can see there's only 2 flakes left, so I do need to open up another bale.
Someone does need to find the knife.
And I'm going to put my gloves back on because my fingers are completely frozen. I can't feel them.
My body's frozen right now.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to make my life easy and grab this one that's right next to Ron. And then you want to, right now they're on their side and you want them on their butt to make your life easier. Here we go. So I grab the bottom piece of twine and just kind of shift it like that. You'll notice right here, there's these little ties. That's how they seal the twine.
You want those up?
You want those on top. It's so much easier to pull the twine out when those are on the top. You have to pull the twine out. The horses cannot eat this. The littles cannot eat this. So just take your knife, just push down. It'll open the bale up. This knife is pretty sharp, honestly. It's new. And then before you do anything, you put it away.
Everything you do,
You put it away.
seconds to put it away, because otherwise, if you're like me, which you're not, you're smarter, but I just leave crap around and then Jordan yells at me.
Yeah, I do. So I grab kind of like next to where the tie is, and you'll see there's this little extra piece that was sitting in the hay. Grab that too. We don't want them to eat it. And then to make your life easier, give it a little support and start tugging.
Give it a little pull, but if you pull the knots on your hand out, then the knots will not catch the hay.
Yeah.
Where's the garbage at, Jordan?
The garbage is over here. Is it these trash cans? Is it these?
No.
No! It's just this feed bag.
There'll always be a feed bag and a rope in it. I'll make sure there's a good one for you. So
In these totes is the girls' blankets. Please don't put trash in them. It's their blankies. Looks like a spider made up a house in there. So that way, with their blankets in the totes, they can't get eaten by a mouse.
all right. So you'll
Okay.
finish up the end. And this one and fill the last bag.
Yep, we're finally back to actually filling bags again. And I gotta take my glove off again.
Because you have little mouse hands. You can't grab the hay very good.
I can grab the hay just fine when I'm not wearing gloves. But it's also because I wear mitten gloves. But you know what? The hot hand keeps my entire hand warm, unlike someone else that has cold fingies.
If you can't feel them, they don't hurt anymore.
That's not how that should work. So that was 2 flakes in here. And we're just gonna do the end of this one. If you end up having a sneezing fit because of the dust, there is a box of tissues in the truck that is parked down here.
Or just do the farmer blow like me, man.
Don't do that. Don't make your life miserable. Go get a tissue. Okay. So right now the girls are blessedly leaving us alone. So I tend to grab 2 bags and go out, and then I come back in for the 3rd one.
Unlike me, who just grabs all 3 of them.
Hi. And you'll see there's a Braga butt right over there, and someone decided to play with the whip. Sometimes you have an extra helper, and they grab the 3rd bag for you and make your life easy. And then just push it in, and it locks it into the carabiner. We'll show you with the 2nd one. And Braga's going to, okay, you can see I've got the thicker piece right here. So the easiest way to counteract that is to just grab from the other side. Just swap it.
So the thin is on the bar.
Okay, so this is the most fun because blueberry's always in the way when you're trying to toss it over. So if you hit blueberry with the bag, it's not the end of the world.
I think she prefers it.
Okay, so you see, and then just push it in.
And your lovely assistant hands you the 3rd bag.
Your lovely assistant, and then Miss Braga's going to riot. Because I'm so sorry, my love. I forgot it. I will grab you.
She's to her little treat right now, and you can see she's like, "Where's my treat?"
I will grab you a different treat to hold you over until we come back down.
Oh my word!
And sometimes your own horse is in the way. And then just push it in. Okay, let's get the girls a treat.
Oh my word! You make it a longer video, Jordan. 100 below.
I could make it a longer video.
Hey, let's just hang out and play patty cake while we're at it.
We will. Braga loves the butterscotch. So I just grab a little handful and we'll go give them some treats.
I'll send some favoritism.
A little bit. Kavala. Yeah, good morning. Remember, flat hand. Because otherwise she will shark eat.
I can't feel my hands, so it wouldn't matter if they bit the fingers off.
True that. Braga, come on, quick, quick, quick.
Hurry before Blueberry
Quick,
kills
quick.
you. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna distract Blueberry and we're gonna, there we go. Okay,
All right.
so now,
Whip.
one step before we, it was caught up there. One step before we open this up, close this up. Kavala likes to go into the feed room. We're not going to allow that. Usually Braga is not wearing a blanket in the winter, but
Show this again.
when it's below 0, Braga needs a blankie. And so she's going to leave hers on until a little time later, maybe, Ron? Okay. She knows that that was not the right treat. Okay, so just again, lift that up. And Braga's waiting. Sometimes I get little frosty lips in the morning or frosty eyelashes. That's fine.
And that chain just goes around and up into one of the slots. No big deal.
And clearly Braga did not listen to the fact that I'm holding a whip. So if a horse does not listen and you want them to move, just... And she's not going to be a good example.
Yeah, she's really scared of that.
She's so scared. There you
40
go.
below, Jordan. Let's move along.
Yeah, Braga, let's move along. Okay, so we're just gonna take this whip with us over to the gate and we'll leave it outside so then it's there for you. Okay,
Let's show this again because this is kind of a weird.
so just set your whip right there.
So the chain goes into a slot.
And usually it's just a couple in, so there should only be 1 or 2 rings on the other side holding it in place.
And then the carabiner chain just goes anywhere in the middle along that chain.
And that one needs to be done because even if Blueberry, because she's a menace, gets that undone, they still can't get out. So I'm gonna relock that. Leave your whip there. Oh, look, there's another whip right there. Whips galore, people. Okay.
Packers will be done, right?
Clearly, because they're over there napping. They are done eating. And in case we're wondering, I can't feel my face anymore.
Yeah, I can't believe you can still talk.
It's a miracle. Okay, the boys were very bad eaters today. So whenever there's leftovers, I just dump it into one, stack them. Always remember to grab the bowls before you let the other animals out. They will eat the leftovers. Everyone will eat the leftovers.
You have the gatekeeper here.
Ah, yes. This one's Ernie. We cut Bert's beard, his little beard, so you can tell who's who.
So we can open up this and
Yes.
start releasing animals, right?
Yep. So actually, no, we can't release animals yet because we haven't filled their hay bags. So when a turkey is standing on this door, just go ahead and open it slowly, and then slowly get it to this point so he has the time to raise himself up so he doesn't get hit in the chest.
Yeah, there's a little height difference there, but if you just take it easy. He's showing off this morning, aren't you, Ern?
These handsome boys will show off for you because
Look at his little breath.
they like you.
That's how freaking cold it is. My turkey breath is like...
It's not even just his breath, his entire head.
Oh, my word.
Hi, buddy. Sometimes, this one's fun, you'll see goat poop on the top of Melvin. It's because the babies sleep on him.
All right, when are we feeding in the barn and when are we feeding outside the barn, Tor?
When it's cold.
So today, are you saying even though it's sunny, are we going out or in?
We're gonna stay in because it is below zero. And Dolly was already shivering this morning. In the barn, even though it does have that open door, it is a lot warmer. So we want to make sure that our animals are staying nice and toasty.
Okay.
So we're
you
gonna
got
feed them
alpaca
inside.
stuff and cups to put back.
Yes. Okay. So pacas, these two just go back in here. We'll probably have to refill this. There'll be enough room for that.
And the cups that you put up here on the ledge are fine, and now you just
So this
gotta,
one, babies, because it doesn't have.
Well, and you will mark it, right?
We will label them. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow or Monday. Today is Saturday, by the way. 1 week until you get to farm sit.
And then we're going to be in 70 degrees while you're minus 70.
It's gonna be like 60 degrees there. Maybe, it won't be perfect. So just go ahead and check the labels and make sure you put the cups back in the correct spots. Because if for some reason you mix them up and you put the goats and the sheep, then you're going to accidentally feed them the wrong food. And there is stuff in sheep food that goats shouldn't eat and vice versa. So make sure you put them back in the correct spots. Again, everything will be properly labeled.
Is he going to feed Melvin animal crackers?
If he wants to, I can show him how. We've got our handy dandy thing of animal crackers. See, he was giving me slack for giving the horses treats, and here he is. Can we feed Melvin?
Well, he's such a... So, Melvin and Mr. Baby, they don't get any food, which is fine. They don't need it. But they're such good boys that, you know, sometimes you just need to give them a few animal crackers. So we have our animal cracker bin in there.
And I grabbed some out.
Is trying to do it with her little mittens, which is really cute. But,
Thanks.
yeah, you can just take a couple. They just need a little whatever.
Just
And
some.
Melvin is kind of like that.
He's in your face about it,
He's
but he
never
loves it.
Yeah, he's not going to bite you or anything. You
No.
just got to kind of help him with his big old
So-
mouth.
With the horses, you hold it flat. He has a harder time eating if it's flat. So I just kind of,
And you might get...
and with Mr. Baby, he's a good boy, so you don't have to hold it flat.
You can just like pop it in their mouth.
Look at those frosty little whiskers. I messed up.
No.
Okay, I have
Melvin
one
gets it
and two
bigger.
animals. Nope, we split it in half.
Oh, Mr. Baby does not need it. Look at that.
You can
little-
see underneath here, Mr. Baby, he's frosty, his little beard. And that's normal, because that means they were drinking water.
Now you don't have to do the animal cookies. Just if
don't
you
have
want
to.
they'll just kind of sit there and look at you like little teddy bears. So
They beg. Okay, so I'm gonna make my life easy today and not go back outside, and I'm just gonna grab a bale from in here. You can grab a bale from this side, you can go over to the door over there that you've gone to before, you can grab a bale there. Whatever makes your life easier, it's honestly easier to grab bales out there.
If you're going here, you're going to have your little friends who are going to try to come in too. But just tell them no.
They don't know the word, but they pretend they do.
I'm going to put this.
Oh, yeah.
This just goes like kind of in
Just
the
sits
corner,
back there.
wherever, out of the way. No big deal. So yeah, you can grab, there's access to the hay from the hay room.
Now, the problem here is me and the bale don't both fit. So what you do
Toss it.
is you just toss it. And sometimes you can't toss it all the way because there's a horse in the way. And that's okay. Ron, would you like to show him where the knife is kept for this barn while I grab their nets? There's two different knives up here. Usually to keep yourself safe and sane, point them away if they're still partially open. This is the same one as the girls have, so we're just gonna grab this. And to keep your sanity, we're gonna wait to go and open this up until I grab the rest of the bags. And there's some babies that are screaming.
Oh, and always,
Ooh, Miss Rain. That's not where your bucket belongs. That's not where your bucket belongs. Yeah.
did she clean plate?
No. Miss Rain is notorious for not having a clean plate. That is a-okay. She's got 6 teeth. We allow her to do what she wants. You'll see on the ground here where there's hay, there's these little like boluses. Let me just pick one up, and it's just frozen salivaed hay. That's from Miss Rain because she's got 6 teeth, so she tries to eat it, but she can't chew it enough to actually swallow it, so she spits it back out. But you know what? It makes her happy. So we'll just waste the hay. Melvin is notorious for being in the way. Just work around him. If you gotta move him, I'll show you how to move him. Melvin. Ha, 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 ha. Thank you. He's very good about getting out of the way.
Yes, he will respect you.
He will. And now he's just kind of like, guys, I wanted to eat. Okay. He'll come back over. He's kind of a pain in the butt when you're trying to do hay because he wants to eat it all.
Or he'll step on your hay bags.
Yeah. And again, if he gets in the way, just ask him to move. He's going to be a good boy about it. Okay. Knife, put away, not back in the pocket. Back up with the other one.
Where's the garbage at?
Where's the garbage at? You can see Melvin's already pulling your bale apart. You see I left the pieces on top and pull them out. That noise is completely normal. That's the sound of pigs screaming at each other. Garbage! Right here. This isn't garbage, this is just extra. Bowls, bowls, and bowls galore. Okay. You can see Melvin is standing on my bags. Right now, I don't need that bag, though. Mr. Baby's better about getting out of the way. So we're just going to let Melvin stand there for a minute. Your life is 1,000 times easier if you start your bag or filling from the end of the bale, not in the middle of the bale, not in a weird way. Just start at the end. These guys, they eat 1 full bale per meal. So you will feed 2 bales a day. We tend to do about 4 flakes per bag. It's not the end of the world. They divvy themselves up. They move from bag to bag. If one bag has more and one bag has less, it's not the end of the world. See, there was a little piece of that twine. We don't want them to eat that. I just throw it in my pockets. While you're here, you can borrow Irene's coat, you can borrow my coat, you can borrow Ron's coat. If we come back and there's twine in our pockets, we're gonna think that we left it there. It's not the end of the world. So don't worry about it. If you forget to take twine out of a pocket, you can always throw it away at the house too.
And if you miss that little chunk, they probably won't eat it, it's fine. But.
And even if they eat it, it's not the end of the world. It can add up if every day one goat eats that little piece of twine. They can only handle so much. Okay, and then after I fill a bag, I tend to set it off to the side. The boys have realized we're in here. Okay, you can see Melvin standing on my bag, and I need it. Shoulder. Ah, let's go. Thank you. Always tell him thank you. He's a good boy.
I don't always say thank you, Jordan.
You should say thank you.
I'm getting better, though. You're training me.
He's bad at manners. We're working on it.
Tosh, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Otherwise, I would be here in the cold, miserable, well, they're all off in Florida at Disney and at the Kennedy Space Center. Okay, so I messed up a little bit. I put a little too much in that last one. It don't matter.
No biggie.
No biggie. These bags are huge because we used to think, we as in Ron, used to think that they could eat as much hay as they wanted and they would not get fat off of it. He was wrong. So these bags are massive to accommodate the fact that he would feed them an insane amount. Sometimes you accidentally almost get hit in the face with an alpaca hoof. It's not the end of the world. He didn't hit me. He's a very agile boy. Until they decide to run, and then they look ridiculous.
So is Tosh just going to feed inside the barn?
I think to make your life easy, Tosh, you should just feed them inside the barn.
We won't have you feed along the fence line. We'll just have you feed both meals inside.
We'll make a little game plan for you once we look at the weather, but I think that's going to be the easiest. There's a little extra hay right here. That's fine, because you know what? The pigs eat off the ground. So we're just going to make sure it's on a stall mat, so then they can actually eat it and it doesn't get gross and muddy and poopy. And then each one of these posts, and then along the back wall, there's a carabiner hooked up. So just like with the girls, except a little bit easier. You just hook it and you hang it. And by this point, we are almost ready to release the critters. We are so close. It's so cold. And I believe Irene is going to make you a checklist for you to go through and be like, this stall is locked, this stall is locked, the knife is back in its place, the chickens are out, the chickens are in, whatever it may be. So, all their bags are hung up. If you have extra hay, you can always throw hay underneath the platforms or on the platforms for the goats and sheep and pigs. They can eat out of bags just fine. So next, we gotta make sure the turkeys have their food. Even though Bert is still up in bed, he's a lazy boy. We're getting there.
He's supervised.
Their food hangs up here on this nail. I know at least one of us have shown you how that's up here, but just, I think you're taller than me, so this will be easier for you.
Now, how much food do you want in here for the day? Because right now,
no more than this. Otherwise, it's a pain in the tuchus to get it up there.
3-4 inches above the
It's about to here.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be super heavy. We only have the 2 turkeys, 2 chickens eating from it. But yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna hang it on my arm for a second, but I want to get it lifted up. I put it up on my hip, so then
taped for Tosh.
We're gonna do our very best to remember to tape it up.
Yeah, so it'll stay like that. It'll be much easier to hang.
Don't slip in the poop.
All right, are you gonna let Mr. Oscar out then?
Yes. So I'm gonna let Oscar and Ohana out because the turkey food goes right up there. So I guess we need another sign that's made that has a turkey and a chicken on it. So then you know they eat in here too. Okay. I would never, if I were you, set it here to get it organized because Bluebell, once again, loves chicken feed. And she will, like, take advantage. So I usually set it here. Once again, this will be easier for you with it taped, but grab underneath like this. And the nail is just kind of back there. And then it's an absolute pain in the butt, but you know what? They love it. And then they're back there and they can eat.
All right. And then,
okay.
Now the releasing schedule after Oscar and Ohana.
It's very important that we do it this way. It's not very important. It just makes life easier. So you want to start with Miss Rain. Once again, she did not have a clean plate. Once again, make sure to open up the door enough that she does not hit her shoulder.
again,
She honestly ate pretty darn good.
this will be in that corner, locked in the 2x4. So I'll have that ready for you, Tosh. FYI.
If there's not food left over in it, you can leave it there. If there's food left over, you got to pick it up.
We'll just put it there
So we'll set it there for the moment, and we'll move on because there's other dishes that have to go inside in the feed room. So we just do it all at once. Okay, carabiner.
Now I lock her when she's eating because Melvin can sometimes.
Melvin can and will.
His head on these. So honestly, we lock them
Oscar,
when
thank
they're
you.
eating and after they're done eating, right? Just the best.
The door should always be locked. Just unlock it when you let them in and out and lock it back up.
That's just the
Loki's door right now is doing this really fun thing where it's sticking. So just shimmy it.
If you push it, is it out or? I don't know. I may have to look at that.
We'll try to get it fixed. If we don't, though, it just needs a little extra oomph. Loki comes out. We give him a little pet as he goes. He hates it. Pick up his bowl. Excuse me, Mr. Baby.
Mr. Baby will be your helper the whole time.
See, it doesn't want to lock into place. But I just pulled it down.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's just shimmied out of place a little bit. But if something like that happens, just work with what you got. Okay, Melvin. Thank you. Just hang it there for right now. Now we go down the line and we skip the pigs.
Yeah, pigs are last.
Just go down the line, skipping pigs. So we'll start at Honey and Waddles, go all the way down, let the sheep out, come back to pigs. We're just gonna let the babies. Yeah, let's leave the sheep open. Make life easy. Okay, so this door
Super easy.
stays open. If there's an animal eating right here and in the way, just move them. That door, if the weather is nice, it can be opened. Just leave it closed, honestly. If it's like 30 degrees and sunny, you can open it for the day, so then we get some better airflow through here. If it's not, leave it closed.
Cold, yeah, leave it closed.
So pigs, we're skipping them.
Wait, I have to say, sorry, pigs.
So next is the tornadoes. And you say, have a good day, Snoopy. Have a good day, Elle. Have a good day, Eddie. Dolly refuses to leave the stall. There's been times where she gets second breakfast because she has hoof issues sometimes. So she sits here and she yells at you and she demands her second breakfast. And then we're just gonna go ahead and add Honey and Waddles bowl to the stack. Dolly.
So then,
And she's gonna scream.
all 4 goat bowls then are back.
Yep. And then they're stacked with Honey and Waddles. So Dolly's gonna get down. And we're just gonna say, out please. And she goes to eat. And then once again, lock. Okay, so we're gonna have this labeled on the inside and on the outside actually for you, of saying like, goats go here, pigs go here, sheep go here. Whatever way we feel like doing it. So those will be labeled, but I think for convenience, flip them upside down and those are just gonna go to the edge. And there's a Melvy boy. Okay, so we let out the tornadoes. Next one's a pig. We're ignoring her. Hi. Never. Okay, and we shimmy past an animal. The babies love standing on their chair. You can see they have some crumbs left in their bowl. That's fine. It's not an actual amount of food. Remember that door sticks? Come on out, little munchkins. Oh, there you go. Okay, lock. These guys are already out. On to the aunties. Edward is naughty, and he will stand here and wait for them sometimes. And if someone wants to go into a door, it's fine. Just get them back out. Oh, do you want to go that way? My bad, Pep. Come on out, Bluebell. Let's go. On a side note, do you see back there? Has it been like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't noticed. We got to refill that. Okay, locked. Ohana says, no Melvins. Okay, this door we're going to leave open for the daytime. Just make sure when you open it, if there's a turkey here, make sure you don't hit him.
Well, it just has a latch.
Yep, it just latches.
Yep.
And then, oh yeah, Miss Theta baby's in the other room. So you got to tell Tweety have a good day, and you got to tell This'll have a good day. Since the stall is staying open, they can lay in here and lay down if they don't want to get up and eat. So there's a little flip switch on this side, so I just open that and then make sure to lock that into place. The sheep on this side tend to run away from you because they think you're going to catch them to trim their hooves. We've done that a time or two. Okay, I've got their bowls. Miss Tweety says the people are here. And you'll notice you have less room to move.
We need a bigger barn, Jordan.
We need a bigger barn. But you can also see that it's just because they're eating. They have so much space right over here. The space around Ron is free. These stalls are free. They have plenty of room to stand. Miss Tweety baby, go to hay bag. You're just like perfectly in the way. Mr. Baby, will you carry these over there for me? Oh, thank you so much, handsome. You okay, buddy?
Melvin slip?
Melvin did a little slip, but he's okay. He got back up. And we're going to check the ground over here and see if it's super slippery and icy. And it is a little bit. Yeah, he's standing on pee. Let's move you to a more secure spot.
Okay, before we all freeze, Jordan, maybe we could finish this up.
I'm going to move this out of the way so Melvie doesn't slip.
The mats, if it is wet, they do get a little slippery. Be careful.
You can always use a little bit of lime and
put them in front of the goat or the pig. Perfect.
well, you know what? It's okay because he will move out of my way. Okay, do the big girls, Betty and Wilma, before you do Miss Pebbles. And they shove their way out. And one of them peed in here like a lovely lady. Their bowls are disgusting. I swear I cleaned this yesterday.
He may have to clean or at least shove the poop out.
Yeah. You might have to shove the poop back or out or wherever.
Just to keep the mat, the feeding area clean, just so they're not eating and poop.
Yes. Okay, and then hop over to Miss Pebbles. And she oinks on her way out as always. Okay. 3 pig bowls stack up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how frozen are you, Ron?
-10.
-10, nice. We should check the weather. Maybe it's -10.
All right.
Okay.
All the carabiners are in. Everyone is out.
Pig food is sitting up.
All the bowls are up on top here.
Now we have to go back into the feed room because we have not put away Loki's bowl. This one just sits on top of the feed up here, upside down. It just sits there.
I don't know why, but yeah.
It's where we put it. Okay. Miss Rain did not eat all her food. And obviously this bowl is not going to fit in here. And honestly, I don't care. I'm just going to dump the crumbs back in here. She'll eat them tomorrow. Problem solved. Okay. And we'll just set this upside down right there.
Anything else in the feed room? Everything should just be closed.
Yes.
Do a quick check. If you did the sunflowers, make sure that gets closed, which Jordan did, and then all the lids here, just have
Make sure that they are locked closed. So if you're doing, don't let it just sit like that because something could easily open it. So give it a little hit. Take out your cold aggression on it. That should be everything. The knife is back in its place. All the food dishes are where they are supposed to be. We are absolutely frozen. It's the life we live. So we're good to go. Ron is locking me in the feed room right now, though. What are you doing?
Okay.
We thought we were done. We're not. Okay. The feed room door is a double lock process. So close it, lock this, grab this carabiner here, and lock that as well. Because there are foods in here that some of the animals cannot eat. So we want to make sure no one gorges themselves and makes them sick, so it's a double lock process.
When you're just feeding though, obviously you just
when
make sure the latch is latched as you're going in and out.
And you'll notice too, sometimes you'll go and you'll be walking somewhere and you'll just swing the door shut behind you and it will get to that point and you'll hear this, but it doesn't lock. So make sure that it locks behind you.
When you're doing the big horses and Melvin and Mr. Baby out here, just make sure this door is
locked
up there, so
because
they can't get in there.
Mr. Baby will walk in there and open up Miss Rain's food and eat it.
Which
And it's
wouldn't be
safe
the
for
end of
him
the
to
world,
eat, but he shouldn't eat that much of it. And then you have to give Ohana a kiss, because
right.
she's begging for it. Okay, that's all of it. Before you leave, just make sure that every stall door is locked and you see the animals from each one. Also, if there's more than one animal coming out of the stall, double check and look inside to make sure that you let all of them out. There's been times we go to let the aunties out and we're like, oh, everyone's out, and then Sally's still in there in the back.
Like, no goats, so yeah, just do a little barn walkthrough.
And then the light switch is right here. Flick it off. There's more than enough light in here to keep them happy. Yeah. Yeah. And then love on them, because they love it. Or go inside and warm up.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye.